Alright, hello everyone, it's Nate with NS Tech, and today we're going to be reviewing the contour design Shuttle Express. And now I'm going to be using this controller for video editing and some photo editing as well. So I'm going to mainly talk about those features. But in the box it also says it can be used for web navigation, which I was first skeptical of at first, but after trying it, it actually makes a lot of sense. So I'll go ahead and test that out as well. So let's jump right in. Alright, so this is the device itself, and this is the cheaper one. This is about $50 on Amazon, but you can get the Shuttle Pro V2, which is a kind of longer one. It probably extends out to here. So it has the two knobs, it has some buttons, but I ended up going with these smaller and cheaper ones since you have a smaller desk. Okay, so the main part of it has this free spinning wheel. This can go all the way around in both directions, and it makes kind of clicks each time it goes. You can see like it kind of... each little section there is like a click, and so pretty much this is for kind of faster, or actually slower movement, This is for kind of the slower control. But then if you want faster movement, there's this, which is called the shuttle wheel. So at first I thought that this spun around like as well, but it actually doesn't. It goes to about 45 degrees each side. Now I know this camera angle isn't perfect, but I'm going to try to show you, so pretty much it goes 45 degrees. You'll start here. Let's say it's about 45. And so this is nice for going kind of quicker. You can just kind of change speed by how far you push it. Then there are two buttons on either side. This is what I'm going to be using for marking the in and out points for video editing. And there's also three here which have little notches in them. Not sure if I can see that, but those kind of rest on your first three fingers. So you really have full control over everything. If these three fingers on these buttons, your pinky and thumb, which these are nice big buttons, so it's easy for your pinky to press as well. And then you have, of course, these two knobs you control with kind of your thumb and first few fingers. Okay, so that's pretty much the design overall. It's got a nice cord. I wish it were wireless. I don't know if that would work, but that would be super convenient if it were wireless. But it's not. But it's totally fine. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the configuration. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the computer screen. We'll take a look. Alright, so here's the desktop app. This is called Contour Shuttle Device Configuration. And so, unfortunately, it's not the best, in my opinion. It's nice because it'll show you all these, and it'll actually recognize which one you're pressing. So you can see all these different buttons here, and then it'll also show which one you're doing, and then it'll also show the user action, which is nice. So there's the 7 different kind of, or I guess it's 14, but there's 7 on it, in each side. So that is confusing, if you were to set it up yourself, in my opinion. But there are a ton of programs that it comes pre-configured with. Many I've never even heard of, like T-Track FX and Opera, which is a web browser. I have heard of that one. But there's tons of. You have Firefox, you have Microsoft Suite, you have all this stuff, which is great. So I actually did find that DaVinci Resolve, or at least my previous editor of choice. Now I use Premiere as well. But I didn't find that Resolve even had its own preset, so that's great. So if we go to the D and choose DaVinci, nope, actually even has SolidWorks. The whole search is not my favorite. So you can see that DaVinci Resolve, this is just kind of one of the programs I use probably most often on my PC. So I'm just going to go over the buttons that it has mapped. Actually, I've changed a few of these. But this is my personal configuration for editing. So pretty much this thing is forward and reverse 1 frame. This is great for doing frame-by-frame work. I'm actually not... So this was one of the presets, but I'm actually not sure if it's 1 frame. It seems like more. I shoot in 60 FPS in my DSLR, then downscaled to 24 in the project, just to give me some leeway in case there's some frames I want to get rid of. But really, it seems like it's jumping a lot. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Then this is forward and reverse 2, 5, 10, 15. You can see it going up. So it goes all the way from 2 frames to 60 frames, which is really nice. It's like a kind of a speed, it changes speed depending on how far you move it. And this might even get darker or lighter as you move it. It's kind of cool. But so these are pretty much just for moving the timeline or the clip selector thingy. Not sure what that's called. The clip selector is where you use the in and out points. That's don't know what it's called. But so this is set in and head out points. You can have your hand right there. You can just have your thumb and kind of, I guess I use third finger to set the in and out points. This is great for selecting tons of clips at once. I keep one hand on that, one hand on the mouse. Just go ahead and drag it in. Then these 3 buttons, I use the middle one for change clip speed. If any of you are familiar with DaVinci Resolve, you're probably familiar with that giant panel that comes up when you right-click on a clip. Premiere has kind of the same thing, but I found that finding the change clip speed thing was really annoying because you got to search through and you're like, where is it? But with this, super easy. Press 1 button. I've mapped it to function 8, which then just maps into Resolve. So then I have J and L, which these are just put there, but this was like the preset, like the one that they provided. All right, sorry. So pretty much, the forward and reverse were things that Contour just programmed in. They're not super useful in my opinion, since you already have that forward and reverse capability right there. But I'm still not sure what to do with those. Maybe I'll figure it out soon. So I'm just going to go over a very quick and basic kind of how I use this for video editing. I'm not going to actually do an entire video. I'm just going to, this is a Fitbit versus Pebble comparison. What did I just do? Try to just drag the whole thing into my timeline. But this is actually a video I haven't released yet and may never release. It's not very complete, but we'll just go with it. So let's say we have a clip of, what is this? This is like a kind of a pan, or a pan across the Fitbit. So let's say I want to choose the in and out points. This one I'd probably just put the entire thing in, then just crop the end of it. So let's use another clip that actually has multiple things going on. So focus pulls, I normally do a few. Here, how about this for example? I was gonna try to find one with a focus pull. This is where I go off both sides. I don't like that pan, and I like it when it goes in. Yep, just like that, and transitions onto the band. Don't really like that clip in general, but let's say, so you can see I'm just turning the knob, and then I'm gonna get some more fine scrubbing. We're just gonna go ahead and set the in point here, and if you turn it all the way, it'll replay at 60 frames per second. So let's just do it right where that disappears. And we'll drag it in. Then we'll just play it. So we can see that I have set the nice in and out points. I'd probably cut it like here. So now let's see what do we want to, I was about to change clip speed. We can just press 1 button here. Let's see if we can speed it up a bit in case we want that to fit in a shorter span of time. Let's actually undo that and change clip speed again and make it longer. That was not what I meant to do. Stretch to fit, and then just like, not that much. There we go. Nice, that's kind of jittery. I wouldn't actually do that. I really only speed things up in post, but, so that's pretty much that. Don't save. Now, another program that I use pretty often is Photoshop. So I'm just going to let the contour configuration utility, which is actually not open, it can run in the background. I'm going to let that tool kind of pick what is going on. I found Photoshop is a little buggy, or I mean, not Photoshop itself, the Photoshop preset is buggy. So for this, you got to open the zoom tool. It's weird. Yeah, very buggy. Make a new layer and unlock that one. So, getting a bit of a, yeah, so this button is free transform, which is good because I definitely like having a key to do that. We have, let's just upload the transform. We have a deselect button, which is nice, and then an undo button in the middle, which will undo. It's like the command shift undo or whatever, like not the one that just undoes the last thing, the one that keeps going back in time, which is I like. But then the big thingy is zoom. So we have this nice, the outer wheel does a nice fluid up and down. Now we do the mid wheel, great, we have the side to side. But now we move the upper wheel, and now it goes side to side again, and now they both do side to side. So you're like, what? And then you gotta scroll. It's like, and you have to set your, I don't even know. Something's up with the zoom. It might just be me, like, not being great at Photoshop, but I wish that one would do up and down, one would do side to side. I've used my mouse, which you can see a review of. I'll put it in the description. But I've used the side-scrolling function on my mouse previously in Photoshop, which, what? Now side-scrolling, like pushing my mouse wheel side to side is going up and down. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Photoshop trying to work with two devices at once, but it's buggy. So I think Audacity has one. I actually haven't tried this out yet. Let's just try a new app. Whoa. My keyboard's like not recognizing. Perfect. Alright. So let's go ahead and just record. Test. I might actually be recording from my camera. Yeah, I'm probably recording from my camera. So we just want to get some stuff there. So, yeah, this is cool. So I definitely like having your playhead. I think that's what it's called. Your playhead controlled by a knob. That just makes so much sense. Let's go ahead and check what Audacity does. Audacity. Okay, so this button, play, stop, fast forward, rewind, skip to end, skip to start. That makes sense. Skip to end, skip to start. You have play, pause. You have end and start. Apparently these buttons do the same thing. I don't know, but just even having that kind of scrolling functionality with the play pause button in the middle is super cool to me. Yeah, so that's pretty much just a basic idea of what you can do in or with the Shuttle Express. I have no reason to buy the more expensive Shuttle Pro. My desk is kind of small. Actually, it's very small and running out of space. So I can want a nice kind of small product that I can just kind of switch between my keyboard and my controller with. So this is a great kind of thing for that. So I'm gonna be doing all the editing on this video, or by the time you're watching this, I'll have the editing done, and so you can kind of see like what this has changed. You probably aren't gonna see anything, but me as the editor I really am probably gonna enjoy doing editing way more because this will just speed it up so much. So I would definitely recommend you guys picking this up. It's like $50 or $60 on Amazon. So it's like, just try it. You can return it if you don't like it, but I definitely like it. A few things, or I guess just, a few things to talk about before closing it up here is when you create a new setting, which I haven't actually had to do. Like, there's so many programs here that I haven't found one program that I don't, or that I would want to use this with that is not pre-programmed, like VLC, or like everything else. So I tried to make a DaVinci Resolve one and then realized it already had one. So it's really they've spent a ton of time probably just programming in all these different presets. But in case you do have a program that you want to use this with, it really confused me for a long time. You do create new settings, create an empty setting, and then it asks you to open up an executable, and you're like, what? But or you might get this faster than I did, but it's actually the program that you want it to recognize. So let's say that when you open PuTTY, for example, you want it to have like you want the keycuts to be for PuTTY, then press the open button here, and this will then assign PuTTY as a new app. And then if you want to just delete that, you can do that somewhere. Yeah. So definitely it tripped me up for a bit. Assign the app first, then do the keycuts. Then if you want it to just be for like everything, do global settings. And I assume that's if it doesn't recognize an app. So I think PuTTY. Yeah. So PuTTY it didn't switch. So this just stays on global settings since I deleted that PuTTY like preset. So that's cool. Like since it changes the buttons for you, I definitely like that. It's definitely way more intuitive once you have like played with it for at least like a half an hour. It was really confusing at the start. I spent some time in the forums poking around, and then it made sense. Alright, so I hope this video was of use to you, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.